evening, I'm Peggy Scott Laborde, and welcome to Steppin Out, spotlighting the New Orleans area's arts and entertainment scene. Seated at our table tonight, Poppy Tooker, host of the weekly program Louisiana Eats on WWNO Radio.
Where tomorrow you can hear your husband, Errol Laborde, talk about Carnival.
All right, good deal. Thank you. Scott Galante of the crew of the Rolling Elvi is with us. Hey, and he's got plenty of pals, too, that we'll meet a little later. And Alan Mason, editor of the online Crescent City Jewish News, who, of course, covers the theater scene for us. But Poppy, first off, take it away.
Because it's Mardi Gras time, we've got to talk about where to go and what to eat when you get there. So, something new this year on that uptown route for the parades that line up on Jefferson and go down that little strip of Magazine, Henry's Uptown Bar started serving food back in August. And I want to tell you what, this is seriously good, perfect parade food. Let's talk poor boys. How about a turbo dog braised roast beef? How about a cola glazed Chisasi ham and cheese? Anybody want a shrimp remoulade poor boy? Or a French fry poor boy with gravy? Or what about a fried pickle poor boy with ranch dressing? They have a Henry's Club sandwich that's chicken breast with the cola, glazed ham, melted Swiss, and bacon, and incredible burger choices, including one with grilled patties, hot sausage, and chow chow on top. There's great outdoor seating. Really, it's a great parade spot for those uptown parades. Then, talk about great spot. The Blind Pelican on St. Charles, near Lee Circle. They have it all. They have stands there with admission prices as low as $25 and never more than $50. Every day at the Blind Pelican could be Mardi Gras Day. There's outdoor seating. It is fantastic. I'm so surprised at how incredibly it fits into parade fun, because all these wicked treats, well, it just sounds like what you want to eat at a parade or any day. Burgers, tacos, pizza, poor boy, nachos. They do them all, and they do them all really well. And they have crazy, fantastic drinks. All of them are house-made. When I was there, they were pouring Jell-O shots, countless Jell-O shots they were making. And, you know, really, it's Mardi Gras there every day of the year. For 365 days a year, from 4 until 8 p.m., you can get 25-cent oysters. So take my advice. Put the Blind Pelican on your parade route this Mardi Gras. And if by some chance you're entertaining, and so you're looking for some catering options, for one thing, if you're a float rider, I find this a really great idea. Dick and Jenny's, which of course is located right there on Tchoupitoulas, right by Napoleon, where all the floats line up, they're offering a catering menu for the first time. And of course, the menu is prepared by Chef Lindsay Mason and Chef Stacy Hall. It's really a step up from Mardi Gras catering food, because they have things like fried duck strips, yum, but you can also get sandwich platters, jambalaya, red beans and rice. How about some griots with goat cheese and thyme grits? I would like that. Let's finish it with bread pudding with chocolate rum sauce. Are you hungry yet? And one note, due to the Mardi Gras parades, they're going to be closed for regular dining starting Saturday, March 2nd, and they'll reopen on Ash Wednesday. And then one more place that I discovered for takeout. Estrelita's Cafe and Takeout in the Westwego Shopping Center. We're going to talk about this again during Lent, because her seafood is so fantastic. But for parade catering, Estrelita has deviled eggs, barbecued meatballs, sausage, wings, stuffed mushrooms, crab balls. She has a gorgeous seafood gumbo. And who knows seafood gumbo like me? Jambalaya, fried catfish, and shrimp pasta, sweet potato, pecan, or coconut pie. So good, so incredibly reasonably priced, and they're open there in Westwego every day except Sunday for lunch until 4, and Wednesday through Friday, they're open until 7 p.m. So go visit Estrelita you'll thank me.
All right, thank you, Bobby.
Happy Mardi Gras.
Okay, yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, and we turn to, speaking of Happy Mardi Gras, already having a pretty happy Mardi Gras is Scott Galante. And Scott, if someone, and poor them, if they have not been exposed to the crew of the Rolling Elvi, tell us who these guys are.
Well, this is a little crew now of about 120 of us that are rolling, and we all dress up in our own spirit, honoring the king himself, and we get on 49cc scooters. Some of us are using electric ones these days. And we parade in both the Muses, and this year, for the first year, we're going to be in Iris as well.
Oh, so, right. Okay.
We do things all year round. We celebrate both the day that we lost Elvis and his birthday, and we throw big parties on both of those days. And we do a lot of charitable activity through the year. We're a true Mardi Gras crew. In other words, we don't just get together during the Mardi Gras season. We get together all year long.
Now, who are you representing in terms of Elvis's life?
Well, this is really who I think Elvis would have had a relationship with musically had he been around longer, but this is my Michael Jackson inspired Elvis jumpsuit.
You're
I think the king of rock and roll and the king of pop would have gotten along quite well if they had contemporary careers.
Now, there's also room, though, isn't there, for the ladies?
Absolutely. We have our very own Priscillas. There's 24 Priscillas that parade with us every year. They've got a float, and they, of course, all dress up and honor Priscilla herself in their own way as well.
And I understand there's also an homage to the Jailhouse Rock.
There is, and in the last few years, we've started a new group. It's a dancing group, and they do coordinated dancing routines called the Jailhouse Rockers. Several of the guys that are here today that you'll meet in a few minutes are in that group as well. And they go to all sorts of events and dance competitions and whatnot and dance.
Well, speaking of those guys, I think it's time to meet those guys. So we're going to let you get up and go over to the other side of the studio and do some introductions.
Sounds fantastic. I think they're eager to meet you.
And you know what's amazing is they're going to be in Iris this year for the first time. Iris's theme this year is Iris Rocks. So it's really perfect.
Well, that couldn't be more perfect. Okay, well, take it away.
Thank you very much, Peggy. Again, I'd like to show you that my suit is a Vince Avila original and it's inspired by Michael Jackson. And now I'd like to introduce some of my friends that have come who are reflecting different periods of Elvis's life. Start off with Mark.
Scott, I'm dressed as Loving You Elvis from his 1957 film Loving You, in which during the filming, this was the very first time Elvis dyed his hair black and adopted the look that we all now know and love.
Thank you very much, Mark. Now, Mark Allen, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're wearing today?
My name is Mark Allandari, and I am dressed as a jailhouse rocker. I'm number 47, you're number 3, and you are the cutest jailhouse rocker I ever did see.
Thank you very much. Andrew, why don't you tell us about what you've got on?
I'm Blue Hawaii Elvis, honoring the king's love for the Aloha State.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Kevin, tell us about what you're wearing today.
I'm the 67 comeback special Elvis, reincarnating when the king came back and reclaimed his crown as the king of rock and roll.
Thank you very much, Kevin. And Kevin certainly has a claim of being special. Salvador, why don't you tell us about what jumpsuit you're wearing today?
I'm wearing American Eagle 1973 Hawaii concert, and I came all the way from Madrid, Spain.
Thank you very much, Salva. He is our most foreign Elvi. Randy, tell us about what you're wearing.
I'm Randy Johnson, and I'm wearing the early 70s black American Eagle version.
Thank you very much. And now, finally, sometimes we get a little crazy with our reflection of the king. Phil, tell us about what you're wearing today.
Well, they call me Quackers. I don't know why they call me Quackers, but I represent Elvis's lost years on the duck pond.
Thank you very much. And so this is the crew of the Rolling Elvi, and we appreciate you giving us a chance to tell us a little bit about ourselves.
And Scott, tell us about the little scooter here as well. What you got there?
Right, the scooter here, this is one of the electric versions of the scooters that we ride. And there's going to be 120 of us on these scooters that ride in the parades. And if you haven't seen 120 men dressed as Elvis on these little scooters throwing beads, you have to get out to either Muses or Iris and check us out.
Thank you.
Thank you
guys. All right. And we'll see him a little later, too. But now it's time to move over to Mr. Smason. More Tennessee Star
Tennessee, well,
and others.
I've seen 2 cats on a hot tin roofs. I guess that would be the right way to say it. in as many weeks. And, each one of the productions had some very good moments in it. minute. I'm really still looking forward to the one that's still to come yet, the one that is going to be by the NOLA Project with Cecile Montaigne and James Jurgen. That's to be directed by Bo Batcher. So those of you who are still waiting for what may be the definitive Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, you still have some time. That'll be in March. But I just saw the Cat on a Hot Tin Roof that was done by Anthony Bean Community Theater. And I have to tell you that the newest member of the acting profession in New Orleans, none other than WDSU weatherman Damon Singleton, has turned out to be quite a budding actor. He is quite outstanding in his role, and I have to tell you that it's probably due to the effect of working with Tommy Myrick, who of course is the director, and Anthony Bean, who works as an erstwhile director while controlling things as a producer in the back end of the stage. But I have to say that Damon, especially among the ladies, was a big crowd pleaser. There is a point where he has to remove his shirt. And I must tell you that the oohs and ahs in the audience that Damon acquired from him removing his shirt was enough to startle one. So I have to tell you that he just physically is a very, very well-endowed individual, and he carries off the role of Brick very well. Now, Margaret, or Maggie the cat, is played by Giselle Nakid, and she's also very good. A little unseasoned, though, I would say, for my taste. There, of course, is none other than the favorite Gail Glapion, who plays Mama, Big Mama, and of course Big Daddy was played by none other than Alfred Aubrey, who's another mainstay at the Anthony Bean Community Theater stage. Some of the other players, of course, you've got there Jenna Nishal Titten, who plays May. There's the whole cast. Harold X. Evans, of course, is in the cast, and also Zaria Griffin play the Reverend and the Doctor. You'll really, I think, enjoy this if you take it in stride. You know, there are going to be some things in it that'll be rising to the top. That is Anthony Bean and the director, Tommy Myrick, and again, they are to be congratulated for putting this on.
She's done a lot of Tennessee Williams over the years, too.
Yes, and again, one of the things that's difficult for Anthony to get a lot of the crowd to come in from the Tennessee Williams Festival. He said that he would like to put it on during the time of the festival, but he knows that a lot of the people are going to stay downtown, so they won't be able to do it. Also, the day that I saw it Sunday, guess who was in the crowd? None other than our old, if you will, our former city council member at large, Arnie Fielko, who's now working with the NBA Legends, with the NBA retired players. And there's Eldridge Recaster from New Orleans, an NBA retired player, and Anthony Bean on hand also to extend his well wishes. And the crowd loved every one of them that came there. So again, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof plays through the 23rd. Let's move on to another opening, another show. That is none other than Rivertown Theater's And the Ball and All, written, of course, by our own beloved Prince of Comedy, Ricky Graham. It is also going to be directed by Ricky Graham, so you know it's going to be the very best. There they are. The cast of characters include Becky Allen, Amanda Hebert, Tracy Collins, Mandy Zerkenbach, welcome back to the stage after her baby, Rebecca Taliansich, Gogo Burgerding, and also welcome back right there in the center, none other than Patrick Mendelson, for the first time on a Rivertown Theater stage since, of course, the changing of the guard there. So we're glad to see him. And those of you who don't know it is about the crew of Terpsichore, the ladies' crew. And again, it was written back in the era around 1995. That's when it's set. And again, it's a very funny, very well done play. I would always recommend everybody to get to see it. This is, I think, the first time it's being done during the carnival season. So those of you who haven't had a chance to see it, it's practically sold out. They're going to be very hard to get as far as the tickets, but I would really heartily recommend it. And just, you know, keep that in mind as well. Also, wanted to remind everybody that we have something else coming up at the Mid-City Theater in March. We want to talk about it now because we're not going to necessarily be here, but that's going to be Mid-City's entire month devoted to cabaret. And there is Leslie Castay, the lady I like to call the queen of New Orleans cabaret. She is going to bring her show Unscripted back for the 7th and 8th of March to the Mid-City Theater stage. And again, we hope that people will get a chance to see her. She is absolutely fantastic. Of course, she's a former Broadway star. Also coming up is Paul Oswell. He's going to be doing his British take on things. He has a show called Narrowing My Horizons. That's going to be on March the 12th and Thursday the 13th. 15th. Again, tickets are very reasonably priced, only $10. And then one of my favorite performers, new to New Orleans, who came to New Orleans to play in the Fringe Festival, so was in love with the city that he moved here, lock, stock, and barrel. Bremner Duthie is going to be doing his Le Continent, which I assume is going to be doing some French things. He does Jacques Brel, and he does all sorts of other people too. Again, he's going to be on only one night, only on the 20th of March, so keep that in mind as well. I would love to hopefully see some people in the audience there. I'll be there hopefully that night as well. And I want to also mention that the postcards from Paris that was on I hate to say stage, it was the area where the sanctuary is within St. Louis Cathedral, but they had the Louisiana Philharmonic Orchestra and several great performers there. They performed, and I wanted to show a couple of photos that we got at the last. Dr. Alfred Lemon, of course, who is the head of the Williams Research Center at the Historic New Orleans Collection. He was the researcher behind a lot of what was presented. And then, of course, Dr. Michael White. He did a beautiful petite fleur in honor of Sidney Bechet. Of course, all of the things tying into New Orleans and Paris. And also there was Janet Daly Duval, and there is the conductor. They had a wonderful opportunity to speak afterwards, and I caught that. Nicholas Carter, he did a bang-up job, and really wonderfully done.
Well, you know, kudos to, of course, the Historic New Orleans Collection for making it happen, but for the Archdiocese and, you know, the pastor at St. Louis Cathedral for letting them use the space, because the church is a people's space.
And they actually used that organ, which was an amazing organ.
$500,000 organ.
And the person who apparently was responsible for putting that organ in was mentioned in the program, and I believe that they tied it all back into him and one of his...
Dr. Elise Cambone.
Yeah, of course,
and her sister, who was there for many years. She was the head of the music program, and she did play the organ. By the way, she played for our wedding, my husband and I's wedding.
Very nice.
But she was a long time at the cathedral,
yes.
and then she actually paid for this brand new organ, and apparently it's very much state of the art.
I believe Jesse Reeks now, who is the son of the well-known clarinetist with the Louisiana Philharmonic Orchestra, is now the organist at St. Louis Cathedral.
And then also Dr. Lemon's an organist as well, so they know good music. So congratulations to all of that. Thank you. Thank you, Alan. And now it is time for our Artist Spotlight. We are featuring Burn Off by Jack Bartlett. A Center, Texas native, Bartlett earned his MFA from Southern Methodist University. Because he is blind in one eye, he paints only in the early morning or early afternoon, which adds a poetic nature to his work. He is also a published poet. His work is part of the Mardi Gras group exhibit at Carol Robinson Gallery, and that's through March the 8th. You can go to visit carolrobingallery.com for more information. And don't forget to visit WYES.org to see our online calendar, including the French Market's annual Mardi Gras Mask Market. That's February 28th through March the 3rd. So lots of good information on our calendar. New Orleans Magazine's quiz queen, Julia Street, has a question for us. Last time, Jerry Pesh gave us the names of the crew that is named after a former uptown bar and one that has a signature float we're calling the Banana Wagon at Bruno's Bar. We're talking about Tux and the Coup d'Etat. Now, tonight's question. Two of Carnival's prettiest parades march on Lundi Gras night. What are they? Email your answers to Steppin Out. The hands are going up all over here. SteppinOut@WYES.org. And our prizes, a Louisiana Life magazine subscription, a gift certificate for Vian's Tea House, offering their culinary and gourmet tea experience for two. Tonight we have a T-shirt as worn by staffer Kelsey Schreiber, who is also carrying a tote, and the tote bag there from our friends at wearablevegetables.com. The message is Happy Mardi Gras, baby, and beat there, done that. And now our picks. Poppy.
In between parades tomorrow, the most incredible barbecue South African food and wine event. It's going to be at the Falstaff Beer Garden from 2 until 5. It's only $20, and it's Chef Hugo Ace, who's traveling the United States with New Orleans as his first stop, featuring South African barbecue.
So that beer garden is a relatively new space, huh?
Oh, it's going to be a fantastic event, and it's called From Barbecue to Braai tomorrow.
Oh, that is so neat. That was, you know, part, of course, of the brewery. I'm glad to see they're renovating
$20.
Innisfil Apartments. That's such a deal. Yes, you're right. Okay, Scott, what's up next for the Elvi?
Well, since everybody knows where we're going to be during Mardi Gras, we've picked something for after the Mardi Gras. One of our charitable events is on March the 22nd at Finn McCool's Irish Pub. We're going to be raising money for the St. Baldrick's Foundation for cancer research, and you're going to see some of the boys shave their pompadours for charity.
Oh, God bless them. Now, you also do the running of the bulls a little later in the year.
We do. In July, we'll be, the Elvi generally escort the procession in the running of the bulls, and there's usually 50 of us or so on scooters that go with that as well.
How fun. Alan?
I just want to remind everybody it's the last week to see Judith Hawking and Jessica Podwell and all the cast of the Totalitarians. A very, very funny but a very, interesting ending to a wonderful comedy.
Well, political satire is really hard to pull off, and they do.
They do. And of course, it's at Mid-City Theater, and again, just till the 23rd.
Okay, and now my picks. Next week, we'll be presenting Steppin' Out, It's Carnival Time with me, Arthur Hardy, and Errol Laborde in this time slot. So we're going to look ahead, upcoming picks, including Saturday night, this Saturday night in the Marigny, there's T-Rex, the Shoebox Float Parade, starting at 5 p.m. at St. Roch and Robertson Street off St. Claude. And then Wednesday evening, we've got Knicks and Druids. Check out some funny 40 fellows in the Druids Parade on that streetcar float. Muses rolls Thursday night on a full bill right at 6:30, right after Babylon and Chaos. And I want a show and tell here. Thanks to Maria, my friend Maria K. Cheddar, who dropped off some neat stuff. She let us share the Hermes colored, look at this, the signature color of Hermes. I should say, not Hermes, not Hermes, right? Right, excuse me, Hermes, right, as opposed to the Great Crew. They're throwing this. Also a decorated shoe, which of course is the signature of that wonderful parade here, Muses. Look at that, it's great. And then on Sunday morning, March the 2nd at 9 a.m. at the St. Charles Avenue Baptist Church, Dr. Michael White is a busy guy in his original Liberty Jazz Band. They'll be performing during the 20th annual jazz service. So check out that, and that's going to something really to look forward to. Also on Sunday, check out the Mid-City Parade made of tin foil. These are great, great floats for the crew of Mid-City, Ricardo Pustanio and Jay Richard. They do a great job with that, and I look forward to that. And, that's the only parade of its kind in foil. Also, that Sunday starting at 11:45, the Uptown Route. So be sure you know that's the Uptown Route.
And then 50 Shades of Green.
Oh, yeah, 50 Shades of Green is their theme. Thank you. And, for over a century, the Buzzards have been starting out early Mardi Gras morning uptown and currently from Laurel and Audubon Park, and eventually parading along the St. Charles Avenue route. Go to JeffersonCityBuzzards.com for a map. Okay, and now we're going to leave you with a song called Mardi Gras in New Orleans. This is a new song by Damian Neville. Yes, he's part of the Neville Brothers. His mom is Charmaine. It's available for purchase at cdbaby.com and will be released soon on iTunes as well and Amazon.com. So please visit DamianNeville.com for more information on Damian. Thank you all for watching. Good night and happy Mardi Gras. Come see us, guys. Come on over here.
Once again, it's that time of year. Carnival time is one of a kind. I go in the blind. Buck jump, get drunk, everybody have fun. Where you at, Mr. Throw me something. New Orleans, eat some red beans in the heart of the city. You don't know what it means. We go hard, you been warm. Catch the Indians and the baby dolls on Claiborne. Zulu, Orpheus, Bacchus, Rex. Man, wait, tell me you got that king cake. It's going down from 5 in the morning to 12 at night. Eyes red, lonely, no sleep all day. Parlay, pulls up to get a close up, cups up, toast up. Get bucked, everybody have